If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. And if you need any code cards, make sure you check out Potown Store for automatic email delivery and use code Tablemon for 5% off all your purchases. If you're from Europe, mealybotsgaming.com is a great option to get your cards from. They have all sorts of sealed products, merchandise, and all the sets available from Pokemon Sun and Moon upwards, including the latest Hidden Fate set. Don't forget to use Tablemon code when checking out to get a further 5% off from your final purchase. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2020. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be taking a look at one of the decks that did well over at the latest regional in Sheffield. The top 4 Blacephalon deck. It's very similar to the one that Shintaro got second place at the tournament, which is really good to see. I'm a big fan of Shintaro and the influence he has, and I don't know, I feel like he's a really good player. I know there were some weird circumstances surrounding him between his shuffling and the fact that he evolved a Poipole that he already played down, but I'm more on the side of they were careless mistakes, which I know I'm at fault of sometimes, and I know everyone is because I see it. But anyways, that's not the point. We're going to be playing some Blacephalon today for today's video. I haven't been able to stream because I've been dealing with a lot of adulting life stuff, but hopefully today is Thursday when you guys are watching this. Today and tomorrow I'm hoping to be streaming, to be back on our regular schedule for everything. It's just been a few weird days where I've had to deal with a lot of real life adult stuff. But anyways, we have our Blacephalon GX, the Ultra Beast, 180 HP, nothing special, but the main idea is that this is not a tag team that can take down tag teams, so that's super useful, super useful. Mind Blown does 50 damage times the amount of fire energy you send to Lost Zone attached to your Pokemon, so that's really powerful. We also have Bursting Burn to confuse and burn, along with Burst GX to essentially draw a prize card at any given point. We have Heatran with its Burning Road ability to absorb fire energies, and then Steaming Stomp, a very solid attack for 130 damage, and Hot Burn GX dealing 50 damage times the amount of fire energy attached to Heatran. So overall a solid combination of fire type attackers. We have our Naganadels, charging up gets energy from this card into play, therefore allowing us to deal extra damage with Mind Blown. Turning Point, a pretty solid attack as well, 80 damage, and then 80 more if you have exactly 3 prize cards remaining. And finally we have Naganadel GX with the Ultra Conversion. We get to draw extra cards by discarding Ultra Beasts. Venom Shot allows us to discard 2 energy and target down a Pokemon for 170 damage on the bench. Also extremely useful to finish off games knocking out the Detonate GXs, which we do have one ourselves, which has the ability Data Change to draw extra cards by discarding our hand. And finally we have the Bench Barrier Mew to protect our bench, and Psi Power can even come into play and become useful sometimes. We have P-String, the main way we get to power up and get extra energy on the board. We get to use this card if our opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining. We get to attach the basic energy cards from our deck onto any Ultra Beast that we need. Then we also have 4 Welders to attach extra fires, obviously the best supporter in the game right now. Attach 2 extra energies and draw 3 cards, which is extremely powerful. We have 4 Synths and Bills to go with that. We also have 3 Ultra Space, 4 Mysterious Treasure, and 3 Cherish Ball to search for the different pieces that we might need. And we have 4 Custom Catchers to target down the right Pokemon, Heat Factory to draw a few extra cards, and the 1-off Reset Stamp to help manage our opponent's hand. We have the 1 Beast, the 1 Psychic, so that we can utilize Naganadel's GX's attack for a little bit of extra damage, and we have 14 fire energies to make sure that we are dealing enough damage all the time. So pretty solid deck, I would say. We might be up against a mirror match, or we might be up against a Reshizard deck, but I would put money more on a mirror match here. So we'll have to see. We don't get the best start. At least we are going first. At least we are going first. I'm not sure what the right play is going to be here. A good top deck here would be a Cherish Ball, an Ultra Space, or a Blacephalon. So we have like 9 different cards we can top deck that would be useful. That is not one of them, however. And we both start Poi Ball. I should be using the shiny Poi Balls. That is something that my opponent has done better than I have. I mean, I generally think it's Attach and Cynthia with this very underwhelming hand. I do want an Ultra Space, which I am not sure I want to play down exactly, purely because it would help my opponent. So I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here. That seems correct. Not the best thing to do, but that seems correct. Not playing the Ultra Space is the debatable card. I also couldn't Mysterious Trader because I need the Welder and the Fire to draw extra cards next turn. Now I have the easy discard on the Ultra Space, which my opponent was not hesitant at all to play down. And we need the B-strings, right? The B-strings seem very, very important. So here's where if my opponent does have the Welder play, him getting the Burst GX might be pretty solid for him. This will be a weird situation where if I promote my Blacephalon first and he gets the first attack off, potentially confuses me, which is never a good thing. Never ever a good thing. The good thing about taking the first prize could be that I end up playing into a turning point turn, and I could end up using that guy to KO a Blacephalon. If he benches the Dene, that's really good. Yeah, that's actually really, really good news. I'm going to try my best to avoid benching the Dene. Yeah, getting the first prize card is not that impactful in this matchup. Okay, now though, I'm totally gonna go ahead and Ultra Space and set up another Poi Ball. Well, actually no, I'm gonna set up another Blacephalon in case he gets the turn 2 knockouts, which is not looking very likely, right? And then I'm definitely gonna go ahead and Welder the 1 Fire over here. I do find the Beast. The Beast is actually potentially very impactful. Now my hand is actually really bad at this point now. It's actually really, really bad. So what's my play here? The Ultra Space will definitely be in play next turn. Well, not definitely, but very likely. And I have 2 B-strings, so do I burst or do I attach the Beast Energy right here? Because what's my plan? If I KO this guy, right, and I get confused, I'm gonna get confused anyways. That would cost me the Beast Energy, which I don't feel like attaching. At least not now. Ugh, this is so confusing. I feel like I just burst GX here. Without even attaching. And evolving, because I need this guy to Ultra Space and then get more cards. So yeah. Very weird spot to be in. Very weird spot to be in. That's a really nice prize to get. That is certainly a very nice prize to get, because we do get a little bit of an extra advantage in terms of the energies. Now, if best case scenario is my opponent chooses to burst just like I did. Worst case scenario is we get knocked out here. Which might just happen here. 1 energy means my opponent can't just KO me. And then the issue is I still need 3 more turns to win. And he needs 3 turns to win if he knocks out my Blacephalon. So yeah, we're in trouble. Either double nag or just a nag and attach when gets in the KO. So this is a problem. There's a charging up. Ooh. Huh. I don't particularly agree with that play. Well, I guess he whiffed energy, otherwise he would have KO'd. Now that energy top deck is really nice. Because if I welder one energy, I can retreat. And then with the beast and the charging up, that's exactly 180 damage. So let's start off with that, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna ultra space first. Why am I not ultra spacing first? Yeah, I'm not gonna ultra space first. I'm gonna welder first. But I have knockout, which is really good. Now the next three cards get me some really good cards for sure. Especially because I know that my opponent doesn't have energy, right? That much I do know. So I think this is what I do. Evolve and then ultra space for this guy. I will, however, Heat Factory just to get extra cards because I know my opponent doesn't have an energy in his hand. So this might actually delay him a little bit here. Then I'll evolve there. So then I go attach, charging up, and that is knockout, right? I retreat and then 3 energies, that's 50, 100, 150, 180. So I don't even have to risk the confusion flip, which is insanely good here. And I have double B-string for next turn. And then if my opponent takes like a chill turn and just goes for the Burst GX, that's completely fine by me, I'd say. Because then with the double B-string, what I can do is load up this guy with the Psychic, the Fire, and 2 more Fires, and then snipe the Tetene. And hopefully be in a position where I can either snipe the Nag to win, or I have enough energy in play to where the Blacephalon can KO anything to win. It's one of those two. With the Heatran at bench, that's not very intimidating. No energy played, no B-strings played yet. That is good. That is good news. We immediately see the Heat Factory get used before any B-strings get played. Then the Ultra Conversion before any B-strings get played. So that's really good news here. I feel like you should definitely be using B-string if you have it. We see the attachment. We see the first B-string finally. Okay. Okay, so we got KO'd. Not a very threatening board by my opponent. I should know if the Psychic is in the deck. I honestly don't remember if it is. Hopefully it is. Hopefully I'm not about to really mess up here. I am not. That's great. Alright, so these energies definitely go here. Right? And then I still have 3 energies left. I also have 2 B-strings. I am thinning. I will snipe that guy, as I mentioned. I will also treasure away the Cynthia. I feel like all the energies are extremely important to have. And I need as many energy in play as possible as well. So I'll evolve here. I'll bench this dude. I'll attach to this dude. And then I will Cynthia for 6. And then hopefully Heat Factory. Not quite going to be able to Heat Factory. However, I should be able to... Is Dede changing here worth it? I mean, keeping the Dedenne seems like it's worth it. Okay, step number 1 is ultra conversioning this guy. This other Blacephalon might be useful if he has double custom etcher, which now there's less of a chance of him having it. Thanks to my reset stamp, which is really good. Alright, so definitely gonna reset stamp. I did not find another B-string, which sucks. However, I think having the Heatran and the Blacephalon just means I'll definitely have a way to take one prize card next turn, right? No matter which of these guys goes down, I will definitely have a way to get a prize card next turn. I will also bench the Poipole. I will play this. No more Ultra Beasts, but I'm taking away the option for my opponent to draw cards after with the Heat Factory. And then I shall Venom Shot the Dedenne, right? And then I'll remove these two for sure. So even if I get reset stamped, Heatran should be able to finish off the game here. Even if I get reset stamped, Heatran should be able to finish off the game. And if I don't get reset stamped, then I just have the energy on the charging ups to KO with Blacephalon. If my Heatran gets targeted, Blacephalon wins. Worst case scenario is double custom catcher Heatran, play Heat Factory, and reset stamp me to 1. That is the worst case scenario for us here. That is the absolute worst case scenario here for us. Anything other than that is just perfect for us. Of course, my opponent, thanks to the Ultra Conversion, is able to start getting back with a formidable hand. We see the attachment of the Beast Energy, which doesn't change much of what we need to do. And we see the Builds Analysis. Once again, Builds Analysis might find 2 of those 4 pieces, which is Heat Factory, Double Custom Catcher, and Reset Stamp. And there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. We see the charging up. The Mew comes down 1 turn too late. We get reset stamped. That's fine. No Heat Factory means we get Ultra Space to draw cards. No Custom Catcher just means Heatran absorbs energy and... Oh no, never mind. I don't have my GX attack. What am I saying? Oh, whoops. What am I saying? I thought for sure Heatran would just absorb the energies and be fine. Well, this is a very costly attack though, for sure. Yeah, this is why reset stamp is so annoying. Okay, I definitely need to promote the Nag. I need to, if I top deck energy, I win. That is not an energy. However, that is a way to draw cards. That is indeed a way to draw cards. Alright. Using the Cherish Ball the previous turn was also a mistake. If I was not gonna actually Dede change, then I should not have done that. Alright. So we get to Cherish Ball for the Dedenne. There are 3 fire energies left in our deck. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and build some analysis. If I manage to get, yeah, this and the B string, the custom catchers, they don't really matter. right? At this point, I can just bring up the Heatran, right? In case my opponent, in case I fail to get the energy. I definitely rather have a Heatran over here, and then there's the energy. I get to retreat, and then we use charging up, and that's the game. That was intense though, and it came down to a top deck. Definitely came down to the top deck, and this is why Reset Stamp is so good as a card, but it's also so toxic. I got off to a decent-ish start. I built up an advantage based on the fact that my opponent whiffed in the early game, and my Reset Stamp was not able to punish his, but his Reset Stamp was almost game-changing, right? So even though I was making the right calls, I was making the right decisions in the early game, it still was about to not be enough. I don't know why I thought I could still kill with Heatran though. That was quite silly. That was indeed quite silly of me, but yeah, I don't like Reset Stamp because I feel like in most situations I will be making decisions to get ahead, and that completely undoes the early game skill, if you will, to put myself to create an advantage, and then I can just simply get punished for that. So not the best start. A Bills into an Ultra Space and a Cherish Ball might be okay. Mulligan is definitely appreciated, and wow, yet another mirror match. Or we got 3 mulligans. I am not going to complain about that. Oh, only 2 mulligans. Why did I think it was 3? Alright, so now this is looking very, very nice. I feel like I welder. Let's take advantage of the fact that we have a full welder here. I also get an attachment that's fabulous. I also get to treasure. I kind of feel like treasuring this Cynthia. Bills as a supporter next turn is not terrible, especially with this guy set up, because then I don't put the B strings back. So I like keeping my hand and going for the Bills. My dude should survive the turn, I would imagine. Definitely will take advantage of being able to attach, right? All right. So there's a Poipole. And we see, oh my gosh. That is a really harsh data change. That is a game-losing data change, unfortunately, for my opponent. That is a game-losing data change. So bad that... yeah, I don't think you can argue against not doing that. But that was very harsh for sure. That was definitely very harsh. Okay, so the build analysis gets me the Cherish Ball. We're not going to get rid of the B strings though. Very underwhelming build analysis though, for sure. Very underwhelming build analysis. I guess I'll keep the Heat Factory. Alright, so what I can do is I can evolve this guy. I can also evolve this guy, and then I can draw a few extra cards by discarding probably this guy, which I don't mind at all. Ultra Conversion, I won't need 2 of these guys. Alright, so we get an attachment for turn. Get to bench a person, although I don't mind doing this. Looking pretty good so far. I'm only going to take a prize card. I do not fear my Blacephalon going down here. I feel like I just burst GX. Just keep the energy on board. Goodbye, Nag. Not the end of the world. You can set up another one next turn. But yeah, my opponent's terrible draw is just out of this world. Well, he gets the other 2 Nags in his deck, so immediately, so that compensates a little bit. He might be playing 4 regular Nags and 2 Nag GXs, so then it wouldn't be terrible, actually. Cherish Ball. All right, charging up. Not looking too shabby anymore for my opponent. And now that we're going to get confused, my opponent might still be able to get the first 2 prize cards, and that is not good at all. Especially now that I GX'd, I can't really use Hedron. Wow. So I might have done that all wrong, actually. Now, though, I definitely can't lose the 3 B strings. I definitely cannot afford to lose the 3 B strings. So I'm gonna grab the Poiple, and I'm gonna do Ultra Conversion off of that guy. I might, wow. I might just have to risk the flip here. I have all 4 B strings in my hand. Okay. Because of the 2 Nags, he might not be able to KO me. Well, he will if I flip tails. Maybe I just retreat into the Poiple though. Maybe that's my play. No, how does that change things? I feel like I'm gonna risk it. Yay! Alright. Now, it sucks to do this when I have all 4 B strings in my hand and I'm about to be reset stamped possibly. Well, they're nothing too impressive. I feel like my best chance at winning the game was to risk that coin flip. If I retreat, then I'm not really accomplishing anything. Because I don't have any energy to attach. I really just don't have anything. We see the first B string. Touches the Psychic on the fire. So it seems like he's gonna choose to KO me with the Nag. Maybe I'm being too aggressive with my GX here, and I should be saving it for Hedron, perhaps? Not so sure. Okay, so the Mew protects his bench. I don't mind that at all. I really don't care at this point. Not with 4 B strings in hand. We don't get reset stamped. I'm hoping that's game. Treasure. We'll find out if he has the 4th Nag. No. I mean, it might be prize, but 5 fires in the discard is also not great. Titan Liza, interesting. Interesting inclusion. I mean, I don't mind, I guess, switching 1 Cynthia for 1 Titan Liza. But yeah, there's the victory. So my opponent even whiffed the B strings whilst we were holding 4. So that's 2 mirror matches that we've won, both of which I feel like I might have done the early game not great. But I mean, this deck is pretty strong for sure. Blacephalon's looking like a very strong contender for the upcoming regionals, I'd say. I do enjoy playing it as well. Like I said, I've been a big fan of Shintaro's decks overall for a long time, so I definitely think there's merit to Blacephalon. But anyways, guys, that will be all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you leave a like, and I will catch you guys next time, and hopefully in our upcoming streams. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.